This conference will now be recorded.
Good afternoon, everyone.
Yeah, good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
Yeah, good afternoon.
So, everyone, I'm trying to unmute everybody. Okay. So, you are unmuted now. So, whenever you have questions, please. Sorry, I muted everyone. So, whenever you have questions, you can unmute and you can ask me the question, or you can type your question in the chat. Okay. Yeah. And now I'm going to start this session. Okay. So, first, I'll introduce myself. My name is Arjun. I have total 12 years of experience in SAP ABAP. I worked for various technical modules. So I started my career with ABAP, then I moved on to WebDyn Pro, and then now recently I'm working on HANA ABAP as well as UFA Fiori apps as well. So this is my technical experience. And coming to functional, I have good knowledge on SD and MM mainly. Okay, but this training will focus more on SD, MM as well as FICO also. Okay, yeah, but the content, sorry, the table names will be differing, but it's okay. You can, if I say BKPF BSEC tables, you can imagine like VBAK, VBAP tables in SD, or EKKO, EKPO tables in purchase order. Okay, yeah. And then our course is going to be for 2 months, that is 8 weekends completely. Okay, and I already shared the syllabus. Okay, so complete content, whatever is required for the functional consultant, exactly the same syllabus I have prepared. Okay, so you no need to worry about any other topic whether it is being covered or not. Complete topics are available. Okay, if you still think something is not available, please let me know. I can add the topic. Okay? So broadly, if you see here, first topic would be introduction to ABAP, then your tables we call as ABAP dictionary. Okay, next ABAP programming. Yeah, so
Sorry, actually, did you share the screen? You're unable to see your screen,
I already shared the screen.
but
Sir,
actually, I am unable to.
It's Praveen, I'm able to see screen.
yeah,
I'm also able to see.
yeah. If anybody
Yes,
is
we can
unable
see.
to see, if anybody is unable to see, then maybe that is the problem from your system, I guess, because I shared all the screen I shared, and the voice also is not muted. Please maybe log out and log in. It may work again. Any other
Yeah,
problem?
yeah, sure.
Okay, then I'll continue, sir. So then ABAP programming. Here, I will be focusing completely on programming, sir. Yeah, you all are functional consultants. You don't have any knowledge on programming, but in this course, you will be learning programming also. You should know what is select statement, what are loops, what are parameters, what are function modules, how reports are developed. This complete stuff you should know as a functional consultant. And you will be writing programs, maybe hardly some 20 to 30 lines of programs you will be writing. When you know the programming, then you will be in a position to debug that. You will be in a position to debug. Okay. Most of the functional consultants tells me that I want to learn debugging. So there is nothing in the debugging. It's not special. If you want to debug, you should know programming. Simple. If you want to debug, you should know programming. For example, most of the time the functional consultant says, I'm getting so and so error message. I want to debug. Of course, when you debug, what you see in the screen, it is all programming, kada. You should know programming, right? So that is why we'll be learning programming. But if I go to programming, that will become again completely technical course. And it will not be interesting for you as well. So how much is required for debugging? How much knowledge is required for debugging? That much knowledge I already shared in the content. So this is the programming which you need. Once we finish this programming, then we'll start debugging the programs. Okay? Once we finish this debugging, now you are in a position to debug even standard SAP programs, FB03 transaction, BA01 sales order transaction, ME21N purchase order transaction, FBL5N customer line items transaction. Now, once you are clear on tables, programming and debugging, then I will start LSMW. So LSMW, before LSMW, we have a concept called BDC in ABAP. We have a concept called BDC. Once we finish the BDC, then I will focus LSMW. So in LSMW, we have various options. So we have 4 methods in LSMW. All the 4 methods we will discuss. LSMW with a direct input method, LSMW with a recording, LSMW with BAPI and IDOCS. And using the ABAP code inside the LSMW, debugging LSMW, all these topics we will discuss here. And then we will discuss about interfaces, IDOC interfaces, ALE, EDI, SAP, XI, PI, PO, all these. Once we are done with LSMW and IDOCs, then I'll start enhancements. Enhancements is nothing but user exits, customer exits. And there also we have a topic called baddies. Okay? Yeah. So enhancements, bodies, all these topics. Next, we'll discuss about scripts and smart forms, and then workflows, and then other miscellaneous topics we have like SAP queries, background jobs, like that. Finally, last batch many people asked about S4 HANA. So we'll discuss about even S4 HANA changes, and then functional specification documents. And in the resume, once you finish the course, you can put a title as techno functional consultant. When you say techno functional consultant, then what are the points you need to add in your CV, bullet points, that I will share here. And then I also share the interview questions. People who are learning SAP still, that will be useful for them. People who are already experienced like 10 years, 6 years, 5 years, when you put as a techno functional, the questions would be different. So what questions they ask from techno functional, those I have added here in the interview questions. And if you want, please let me know any other topics are missed. I can add that. Okay. A person called me and asked me about SAP SD routines. I will add that topic. Okay. Yeah, this is the course syllabus. And I hope last batch, so many people have given me the feedback. The amount what I am charging for the course fee is not at all compared with the course syllabus. Okay. But still, I have a different concept. I have a different idea. So I don't want to reveal that what is my idea, why I'm charging less amount. That's a different story. Anyway, so the course syllabus is shared here. I already shared what is the fee for the course and what is the duration. Okay. Yeah. I think we can start now. So directly I'll start with the first topic because I don't like to demos of course. Okay. Yeah. So directly I'm starting the class. No demo, nothing, sir. Yeah. So the first topic is introduction to ABAP. So I will have this document notepad where I'll be typing. And I'll share this document. I'm recording this video as well. After the class, I will share the recording as well. Yeah. So let me give some points here. I'll create a WhatsApp group. Okay. And we can use this WhatsApp group for sharing the information. Okay. After the class, I will share the video to your email ID. Okay. I will share the video as well as notes, running notes. Okay. Whatever I'm using, I will share that. Your email IDs. Okay. So, but I don't have your email ID. Once you enroll to the course, I will take your email ID and share the documents, videos or whatever it is. I hope this is also clear for you. Next, you can pay the fee to this number. So, okay, you can pay via Google Pay or however you want, sir. Maybe let's say via Google Pay. Okay. So many people are asking the WhatsApp group, how do I pay the fee? So this is the way. Okay. You can just make a note of the number, sir. Okay. Yeah, these are the things what I want to share because these are the common questions. You have group, you have the documents. After the class, you will be getting to your email ID. From there, you can download the video, and then whenever you're free, you can watch it. Okay. Okay. Any other thing I missed? Any expectations from your side? Please let me know.
So, Arjun, you said Google Pay, can it be done through Phone Pay or only, or is there any?
Okay. I don't know about other phone pays. I'm not using. I'm using only Google
Okay,
Pay.
okay.
Or I can
So,
share my ICICI bank account if you want. Okay.
yeah.
But
So
this,
we can do it NEFT, right?
yeah, you can do it. Okay.
Okay,
So if you want to pay via bank transfer, please let me know in the WhatsApp group. I can share the bank details. But
okay,
this is, I think, very easiest method nowadays.
okay.
Okay, guys. Then I'll start the first topic. Okay. So if you see any implementation project or any support project,
That's clear.
when you see any implementation project or support project, you have your configurations. Let's say functional configurations. So So you have functional configurations in SAP project like company code, plant, etc. So there is a question. Are you sharing every day class video? Of course. Every Saturday after the class, what I do, maybe 3 hours, 4 hours later, you'll get email saying that this video is shared. Sunday also you get the email. After every class, 3-4 hours later, you will get the video. Yeah. So in every project, we have functional configurations like company code, plant, etc. And there are some gaps in SAP project as well. Next, these gaps are fulfilled by ABAP customizations. You have gaps in the project. Those gaps are fulfilled by the ABAP customizations. Now, these ABAP customizations are categorized into RISE-F-W. These ABAP customizations are categorized into RISE-F-W. Yeah, most people knows this. R stands for reports. So you have standard reports as well as custom reports. I stands for interfaces. So when you say interfaces, IDOCs and BAPIs. When you say interfaces, IDOCs and BAPIs. So what is interface? You want to send the data from SAP system to other system, or you want to receive the data from other system to SAP system. Those are called as interfaces. Now example 1, in SD, you want to send the data. For example, in SD, outbound delivery data, you want to send it to some warehouse. Warehouse doesn't have SAP example, but your client is using SAP. So SAP to non-SAP warehouse. How do you send the data? The topic is called interfaces. In MM, purchase order. As soon as you create a purchase order, you want to send it to some other system. You want to send it to vendor, let's say vendor. Vendor may be using some other software. You are using SAP. So how do you transfer the data from SAP to other system? The topic is interfaces again. FICO. You want to send the payments data to some bank, or you want to receive some payment file from some software to SAP. Again, that is what interfaces. In interfaces, it is called nothing but IDOCs and BAPIs. C. C stands for conversions. What do you mean by conversions? Data uploads. Data uploads from flat files into SAP. You know, in the implementation project, first time you want to upload the data from flat file into a SAP. How do you upload the data? You have LSMW, you have BDC programs, you have standard SAP transactions. There are various options available. All these options we call as what? Conversions. The name conversion because when you upload the data from flat file to SAP, sometimes you want to convert the data. because in non-SAP it may be different. In SAP it may be different. So you need to convert, you need to map it. That is why the name is called conversions. Okay? E. E stands for enhancements. So enhancements are nothing but what? Additional functionalities. Additional functionalities in standard T codes like VA01, ME21N, FB01. In the standard T code, you want to add some additional functionality. That comes under what? Enhancements. Technically, those are nothing but we call as user exits or baddies. User exits or baddies. So there is some question from someone. So XML file is also a part of conversion. So this is a different question again. So XML file you will take. Do you want to upload into SAP that XML file, or that XML file do you want to convert and transfer into SAP? Uploading is different, transfer is different. Okay. Normally we will not use XML files to upload the data. XML file we will get from some system. That XML file I will convert into SAP style and immediately update the data. So that comes under interfaces. That comes under interfaces. Okay. So let me explain that. There is a XML file. Now that you want to post into SAP. XML file you want to post into SAP. So XML cannot be understood by SAP. So generally what they do is XML file that is given to generally middleware like SAP, XI or PI or PO. Now this middleware, it will read the XML, will convert XML into IDOC normally. Now once it is in IDOC, then IDOC is posted into SAP. Then IDOC is posted into SAP. Okay. So this looks like conversion. This looks like conversion. But in SAP terminology, if you see this end-to-end scenario, this comes under interfaces. This comes under interfaces. When I say conversion, please understand metal master data flat file, customer master data flat file, open sales orders, open purchase orders, next your GL account master data. Those comes under conversions. Okay. Yeah. Next. What is the last one remaining? F. F means what? A form.
So, Arjun, so when you're saying conversions, it is restricted to flat files only, right? That's what you mean, correct? Only flat file.
Yeah, correct. Correct, sir.
Okay.
Conversions means flat files, yes. Forms. Forms are nothing but printable documents like invoice, invoice form. Okay. PO, purchase order form. Okay. Next, in FICO, dunning form. Now, these are nothing but forms. But technically, Forms are nothing but we call as scripts and smart forms. Now latest even there is some new technology, something called Adobe Forms also. Okay? Scripts, smart forms, and Adobe Forms. Okay? Next, here let me write that point as well. What we discussed here, LSMW and something called BDC. We call LSMW or BDC. Next, interfaces. Let's say SAP to SAP or SAP to non-SAP. Interface means SAP to SAP or SAP to non-SAP. Communication. And this is done via iDocs. So here technically we will use iDocs. Next, reports. So what are reports? Nothing to explain what is a report. Okay, so just displaying the data in a table format is called reports. Is called reports. So in SAP, what we call it is the name is also same. But for us, it is called as what? Programs. So please understand now, as a functional consultant, you know what are configurations. I don't want to discuss about that. While you are doing some configurations, you will find some gaps which cannot be achieved in SAP, which cannot be achieved in the SAP. Those gaps are fulfilled by some other team. The team is called ABAP team, and they are called as ABAP customizations. Okay. Now these ABAP customizations are categorized into RISE-FW. R means what? Reports. I means what? Interfaces. C means what? Conversions. E means enhancements. F means forms. W means workflow. The last one is workflow. Workflow. So what is workflow? Okay, just nothing but a automation of work. Okay, is called workflow. Okay. So when I go, I cannot explain now about workflow. When I go to exactly that topic, we will discuss about them. Okay. Okay. So these are the things generally every ABAP customization will be available into one category. So when you write a functional spec, you have to tell whether the spec belongs to R, I, C, E, F, etc. Okay. Yeah. So now this is about the introduction to ABAP. Next, I have a topic called naming conventions, which everybody knows. Naming conventions. So all the ABAP customizations when I say ABAP customizations, again same, RISE-FW must start with either Y or Z. Okay, please understand that. And that is a rule by SAP by default. All the ABAP customizations must start with the character either Y or Z. There are some special cases where client will tell that I don't want to start with Y or Z. In that case, they will start with a slash and any character, A or B or slash A, slash B, whatever it is. but this is only few cases, Just understand Y or Z is the mandatory rule for ABAP customizations. Okay. Example, Z sales report, Z EO report, like that. All ABAP customizations must start with either Y or Z, and that is a rule. Okay.
So, Arjun, like you said that for all ABAP customizations should start with Y or Z, right? So, is there
Yes.
any in any specific cases where I have to start only with Y, or I have to start only with Z, or I can choose anything? I'm just checking like why Y and Z. Why can't you use only Z?
Yeah, mostly Z is used for real-time developments. Okay. And Y is used for local developments.
Oh,
Okay.
okay.
Mostly Z used for real-time developments. Y is used for local developments. When I say real-time developments, nothing but you will move from development to quality system and quality to production system. When I say local developments, only in what development server. So this is mostly every company follows as a best practice. That is why SAP has given two characters, Y and Z. Okay, so we started ABAP customizations. In that we started naming conventions. Okay, yeah. So
But is
just
why it should not be moved to quality production? The why is any customizations?
no, see, nobody will stop. Nothing will happen. Also, that's a best practice to be followed. You can move by also to development to quality, quality to production. Doesn't matter at all. Computer will not stop you.
Yes, so is it not that we will be writing the code again wherever Y is there? We need to replace Z and then deploy it again. Is it not a redoing of entire work?
I'm sorry, I didn't get your question. Can you repeat, please, once again?
No, we are telling that Y should be in the local and Z should be in the production, right? So when you're writing some code, you do something with Y, and again when you're moving to production, you're almost changing each and every variable to Z. Is it not a rewriting, or some issues may come because of the coding changes?
I understand. I understand now. Okay, normally we start with Z only. Okay, I will put the, okay, I'll explain in another way. I got a client requirement, sorry, I got a functional spec to develop this, to develop a program. Directly I'll start with Z only. Okay, because that is a real-time development. I start with Z and I'll continue my work. But at one point of development, I got a doubt whether this scenario works or not. I got a doubt. Okay. Now in that case, what I do is I
Is it
need some
something
local
like
development.
activity?
Sorry.
Sorry to interrupt. Is it something like sandbox activity what we are doing with the Y?
Yeah, something like that you can think of. Okay, let me continue my explanation. So I got a functional spec. I'm developing some program. In the program, I started with Z because it is a real-time development. Definitely it is moved to quality and production. It will be moved. So I started with the development. In somewhere in the middle of the development, I got a doubt that whether so and so some scenario is possible or not. So I want to just give a try now. So what I do is, instead of logging to sandbox server, in the same server, I will write a program, or I will start with Y and test it. Oh yeah, this is working now. Then I'll move, then I'll use the same concept in the real-time development, and I'll move to quality and production. At the end of every 6 months, what base system will do, or at the end of 1 year, whatever is there Y, they think this is Y is a trash, so they'll delete all the whites, they'll clean up the system. They'll clean up the system. That is the reason why we use Y character. Once again, I repeat, I am a 13 years experienced person now. Okay. Whatever the requirement I get, definitely I'll start with Z only. I know mostly whatever is possible, not possible, everything I'll start with Z only. But there are some people who joined as a fresher, who has 1 year experienced. They are not sure whether it works or not. So they want to give a try in the development server only. Why? Because in the development server only your plant is there, your configuration is there. So then how do you separate a real development and a local development? That is why we use Y and Z. Clear everybody now? Or
Yes.
still, if you have questions,
Yes,
still you
yes.
can ask.
Arjun, I have one question. Okay, you mean to say as a fresher or who are not confident, they will start with the Y. Then after one point of time, they realize that it's working fine. Will they rename it or copy and make it a new program?
It's their knowledge. You can rename it, you can copy it, you can do copy paste. That depends upon the person to person.
Perfect.
Okay. So definitely there will be one more question when you are, or definitely you will do the mistake. So when you start practicing in your laptop or office server sandbox, because you are functional, you will forget this Y and Z. So you want to create a table. The transaction is SC11. In the transaction, it will ask you give a table name, any table name, and just click on create to create a table. So go to SC11, give a name, click on create. Now, what is the name I should give here? Okay, I am attending ABAP training. Arjun told that every character everything should start with Y or Z. But because you are a functional, you may forget this. Definitely this will happen. I am 100% sure. You will forget this and you will start with say sales table. You want to create a table. Let's say you'll start with the name called sales table. And when you click on create, so what happens now? Let's see in the system what happens so that you will have an idea. Can you guess anybody what happens?
System would give a warning or pop-up saying that any customization should start with a Z, not with a Z or Y.
Super. So system should give a warning message or error message, etc. So let us see what happens. Okay. So sales table. So I'm in SE11. Okay. I think I'm very fast. I'm sorry. I go to SE11. I'm entering the transaction SE11. I'm selecting the option database table. I am supposed to start everything with Z or Y, but by mistake, I started with my own character and I clicked on create. Okay. Object can be only create some information message. Okay. Give some description, some ABCD. Okay. From here, you just don't care, sir, because this I will cover later. Just don't care anything. You started and you clicked on save. Okay. And some, yeah, you can see you got an error. So and so objects cannot be created in foreign namespace. What is your namespace? Name means what are namespace means what are the characters? What is your namespace Y and Z? Other than Y and Z, everything is a foreign. Foreign means like foreign countries. It's foreign for you. So system is throwing in a message. It cannot be created in foreign namespace. What is the foreign namespace? You started with what? Yes. Okay. Just remember this. So you cannot do that now. You cancel all this and go back and start with what? Y or Z.
Arjun, I have a question.
Yes.
SAP why created like that instead of coming inside 2 steps, instead of that, it should have give a error saying that you should start the table with a Z or Y at the first attempt only, instead of going inside and entering all the details and description.
Correct. Actually, in the first instance only it will come. That is what will happen in your real system also. Somehow this online server it did not give in the first instance. I'll try to show you maybe in another option. No. Yeah, somebody asked this question. You are correct actually. In the first instance only it will throw message. It will not go and show you all these. Okay.
Okay. Thank you.
You can try in your office laptop tomorrow. Don't start with Y or Z. You will get a message. Okay. So because I'm using HANA server, HANA database, maybe it is an advanced server. That is the reason why it is not allowing. Okay. Yeah.
Okay, sir. Thank you.
Okay. So just give me maybe some more time. I want to show you that error actually, but somehow this server is not allowing me to show you that error. Just a minute. Okay, I cannot show you, maybe because it is an HANA server. I'll try to take another server tomorrow and show you. But you can try, you'll get an error. Okay. So clear, right? So I just
Okay.
write it,
Yeah.
get an error in the first screen only. Next point. What happens when you practice or create app customizations? Okay. So in your personal laptops or in your office systems, anything, what happens when you try to practice or create any table, anything ABAP customizations? When I say ABAP customizations, it's rise of W. What happens? Okay. So you will get an error saying that you are not registered as a developer. So whenever you try to create anything, okay, you will get an error saying that you are not registered as a developer. Obviously, you are a functional consultant, right? You are a functional consultant. When you try to create ABAP developments, you will get an error. You are not registered as a developer. So now, please register as a developer with the help of Basis. So Basis team will help you to register your name as a developer. Then Basis will give you a developer key. Developer key is nothing but password. Please understand. Okay. So when you get an error, please enter the developer key. Now system allows you to create ABAP customizations. Okay, ABAP customizations. If you see, when I try to create a plant in SPRO, okay, I'm getting an error. I'll get an error. ABAPer will get an error because his role is different. Similarly, when you try to create a ABAP program, something, you get an error saying that, boss, you are not a developer. You are not registered as a developer. Then you please talk to your basis and register your username as a developer also. Then he will send an email with the developer key. So when you get that error, please enter the developer key. Now system will allow you to create all ABAP customizations. Okay. Next. Suppose if you are using online server or in Amirpet, they will install SAP for you. Okay. Local SAP installation. In Amirpet, they will install for you or anywhere, whatever it is. Then that person will provide you. That person will provide you the developer key. So when you get that error, please enter the developer key. Now you are free. You can do whatever you want. You can do functional configurations. You can do ABAP customizations. So these are the initial errors what you will face when you're practicing. I hope I covered those errors as well. Any questions, boss? Okay.
So one thing here, that once the basis provide the developer key, it's only one-time activity, or otherwise, if I want to create 3-4 reports, any customized report, 3-4 reports, it's required for only one time, or individually can use the password.
It's just a one-time activity.
Okay.
Only once you need to enter. Now the computer understands that your username is a developer. Your username has a developer role. So you are free now. Yeah.
I understand, like generally the office or the clients doesn't entertain or doesn't allow us to give the developer key, right? It's maybe the better to practice in our own system, not try in office systems.
Yeah, correct.
As a functional consultant, even if it is a sandbox, they may oppose or they may reject your request to give a developer key. That's what I know that. I mean, I've experienced that.
Correct. Okay, so there is other question here. Shall I do all the ABAP customs in customization in my office sandbox? Of course you can do. If you have the access, if you have the role, you are free. Anything can be done. Whatever I give the training here, everything can be done. Okay. I hope it won't give any problems. No problems, sir. You can do whatever you want. Okay. Nothing will happen. Okay. So now, once we are clear on ABAP customizations, it is better if we have a folder for ABAP customizations. Okay. It is better. It's not mandatory. It is better if you have one folder for ABAP customizations RiseFW. Okay, so what I do, I'll take my laptop, maybe I can create one folder here. For example, I'll create a folder called SAP. Again, after some time, you will get an idea. In this SAP, again, you will create two folders. Maybe one is for ABAP, another one maybe for FICO. Why two folders you are creating? Why three folders you are creating? Why four folders you are creating? That is your intelligence. It's up to you. It is your requirement. How many folders you want? Same way, when I come to our real-time scenarios, it is better if you have folder for ABAP customizations. It is also better if we have a folder for SD customization separately. This is your intelligence or your requirement, boss. It's not mandatory, okay? It is better if you have separate for MM also. And FICO also. Like that. It's all up to you. Okay, yeah. This folder concept in SAP is called as a package, and that is a topic which we are discussing now. So what is a package? What is a package? A package is a folder, that's it. Simple definition. Package is a folder. For what? For ABAP customizations. Now you want to create separately SDMM or you want to club all into one, that's all up to you. And what is a T code? SE80 is the T code. SE80 is the T code. So what are the steps to create that? What are the steps to create a package? Yeah. What I'll do, I'll show you. Just you follow the video and create the package. So you are in SAP. Please go to SE80 transaction here. Enter. Welcome to ABAP developments. Let's say that is called developments. Okay. Here left to side there is a drop down, boss. There's a drop down left side. There are programs, functions, function modules, internet services, so many things are there. Out of all this, please select the package. Please select the package and give some name here. Again, don't forget, I repeat, you will be forgetting every time because you are functional consultants. Please don't forget, start with what? Z or Y. So I'll give my name Z Arjun underscore ABAP. Okay. Okay. So normally it is like this in real time. GE project, because I work for GE, underscore SD, normally sir, underscore MM, normally. Okay. Yeah. So here I'll say Z Arjun underscore some name FICO. FICO. Enter. Press enter. That's it. The computer will tell you the package does not exist. Do you want to create that? Yes or no? Yes. It asks you some short description. Just say package or folder for FICO developments, whatever is the name. Remaining do not touch. These are not required for you. If it is ABAP training course, I will cover each point one by one. But for you, it is not required. So just say continue. You know, transport request number will generate. So create a new transport or continue. It's, you know, all these topics. So you see a folder is created now. Z Arjun underscore FICO. Okay. Yeah. I'll repeat one more time. Go to SE80 transaction. Left side here in the drop down, please select package and give some name Z Arjun underscore MM. Press enter. Click on S button. Give some short description. One more enter. A transport will come. Enter. So the package is ready. That's it. Okay. Yeah.
Arjun, I have a
Yeah.
question.
Yeah.
Generally, the package will be created for each module or each project. How they will in real time?
So yeah, in real time. Yeah. Okay. So in real time, it is like this. Here, right? Okay. I'll just give one project scenario which I worked. I worked for GE project. Okay. Yeah. So what we have done, our classification we have done is this GE is again divided into three regions: APAC, Asia Pacific, EMEA, Europe, and NA, North America. Okay. Next, in this, every region will have SD, MM, FICO, etc. So our package names are like this. Z GE underscore AP underscore SD. Z GE underscore AP underscore MM. Z EM, sorry, GE underscore EMEA underscore SD, like that. So all developments which are related to SD and which are related to Asia Pacific, all SD developments which are related to Europe, like this we have classified. Clear? Did I answer your question?
Yeah, that's perfect. If in case by mistake, I save it in MM, I think there is no issue. Correct?
No, there is no issue, sir. System will not throw any error. It's your mistake. That's it.
Okay,
Later
go
you
ahead.
can change. Later you can change if you want.
Yeah.
Thank you. Next, once we create anything in SAP, example, a table or program, etc. Once you create a table or program, IDOC, anything in SAP, and when you click on save, now system asks you for package. System asks you for package. Enter the package name. So this is the concept. You create a package, then when you click on save, the system will ask you in which folder. Just give the folder name, or you can say package name. So example, let's create a program. Okay? Let's create a program. I want you to follow the steps in this video. Just follow this video and you can practice. Okay. So now I'll show you how to create a program SE38. Start with Z or Y. Give any name. DL master data. Just click on this button create. So it will ask you some title of the program. GL master data. What is the language? English. Who created your username will come. And what is the date? Remaining all optional.
That language will take based on the login language, correct?
Yes, login language and login username, correct.
Because it's going to gray mode, so I got it out.
Yeah, it is disabled, gray mode. Yeah. Now, out of this, just you need to specify the type here, TYPE type. Click on that, you will get drop down. So many options are there. For now, just select the first option, executable program. Means your program can be executed, simple. Executable program means your program can be executed. That means there are some programs which cannot be executed also. There are some programs which cannot be executed. That all I am not going to cover now. Select executable program. That's it. Do not touch anything. Click on this option, save. Now computer will say where I should save, in which folder. So just give that name here, Z Arjun. Now GL master data, I think this belongs to FICO. So just give FICO. Give the package name, enter. Transport request will come, press enter, that's it. So this is a program. Here ABAP will write the program, etc. But today we are not writing any program. Just save it, that's it. Okay. So now you understood the package concept, right? I'll create one more time. SE38 Z sales report, for example. Click on this button create. Give the title, sales orders report or some name. Only use this type and select executable. Do not touch remaining, just click on save. Now this belongs to which one? SD. Give SD, enter. Oh, SD is not there. Okay. MM. Okay, just give MM, and yeah, any package you can use, sir, no problem. Because this is not a stopping factor. This is just a segregation. Save it. Okay, so you are able to successfully create programs and packages and save that. So there is a question. This process remains for creation of Z tables. Yeah, that's what I told you now. Once you create anything in SAP, boss, anything, tables, programs, iDocs, anything, boss. Finally, you need to click on save, kada. When you click on save, obviously it will ask you folder, and this is the folder concept.
Arjun, will there be any visibility issues like I have saved one program in one package and I want to use it in another package from another package. So will that be a problem?
No, there is
Even in
not a problem of using cross packages. You can use anywhere, not a problem.
So a program can be saved in a package, say A, and the same program can be utilized or called in a package B.
Yeah, of course.
But without saving the program in package B, how can you call or Arjun should be saved in that B package also, right? Before calling.
First of all, where you will call the programs? See, calling the programs, I will create a T code for you and I will give it to you. Computer will go to the T code. Okay, for this T code, this is the program. It will search in all the packages. Wherever it is available, it will pick it and show you.
Oh.
I repeat again, this is just for segregation for human beings. For the computer, it doesn't really care at all. If it is in package A, if I can use in package B, okay, that's a good question, but this package concept is for you. Okay. For human beings, segregation, nothing more than
For
that.
SAP, it is all the transport code only. It doesn't matter about where the physical location is. Is that
Yeah,
what you're saying?
correct. Correct. Physical location doesn't really matter at all.
So whenever we are creating some object, whether it is a program or a table or something, it is creating one request ID, so the transport number.
Correct.
So that is what the identification of any object.
Correct.
Huh.
Okay. So going back, okay. Yeah. Okay. So yeah, I'll not discuss more about that. So this is about the package concept. And then, yeah. Now transport request concept. So you know what is a transport request number? Okay, you know what is a transport request number? But here we will be discussing some other concepts related to transport, not a normal concept what everybody knows. We'll try to discuss some other concept of transport. You know, a TR is used to move the developments or whatever it is configurations from one server to another server. So this is the basic definition of the transport request number. Development to quality, quality to production. Sometimes I do not want to move the development. I do not want to move the development. In such case, don't save. In such cases, save in a local package. There is a package called local package by name $TMP. TMP means temporary. So when you do not want to move the development, in such cases, save in a local package by name $TMP. Okay? Yeah. When you save in $TMP package, then system will not generate transport request number. Okay. So for example, if I create a program, one more program, now I am sure that I want to do a dummy program, just a dummy program, or some R&D. I am trying to do some R&D. As I told you, all R&Ds will start with what? Y, mostly. Okay, and then okay, I'll create that. Just say some R&D research program. Otherwise, I'll give a best example, sir. Normally, we say, generally, every ABAPer will say, why his name underscore test mostly. He will create one program for himself to do some R&D whenever he wants. Test program. And I told you to select executable here. Save it. If I cannot give this package, boss, because this is related to MM development, I cannot give FICO package because this is related to FICO development. Then what is the program I am creating? I am creating a dummy program, just some R&D program. This will not go into any of the package. In such case, what I should do? In such case, what I should do? Please use, there is something called local. Okay, local. So the moment I set local object, you see, it did not ask any transport. It did not ask any transport. Okay, save it. So I can show you here something. Now you see, oh, come on. Now you can see here, it is stored in the package. Which package it is stored? Some $TMP. TMP means what? Temporary. When we have temporary, transports will not be generated. Okay, somebody was asking, hey Arjun, if I do developments in my sandbox server tomorrow in the office, will anything happen? I told you, right? Now I'm telling the answer. Please save everything in a local package. Please save in the local package. Don't give SD, don't give MM package, don't give, sir. Those are for real developments. For you, please save in the local package. I repeat one more time. I'm creating another test program and I create this. So it's a dummy program, let's say dummy program, and I say executable. And when I save it, I don't want to store in SD, MM, FICO. Please click on this local object. Transport will not come. Now you are safe. You are not disturbing any real-time developments. Okay, yeah. So we are discussing about transport concept. Sometimes I do not want to move the development. In such cases, we save in local package by name $TMP. When you save in $TMP, then system will not generate the transport. Okay, yeah. So now this is not important, just I want to tell you packages are of two types. Not important for you. Packages are of two types. One is transportable package like Z Arjun underscore SD, Z Arjun underscore MM, etc. The second one is something called what? Local package. Local package. And the name for this is already given by SAP $TMP. $TMP. Sir, one more point I missed. Anything which start with Z or Y, anything which start with Z or Y, that means that is ABAP customization. ABAP customization. So here we have discussed, right, naming standards. Yeah. Anything which starts with Y or Z means it is a ABAP customization. The point, another point is anything which does not start with Y or Z means it is standard SAP. Standard SAP development. So that means it is created by SAP. Created by SAP. Example, VA01. It's a standard transaction code. VF01. Next, FBL1N. Okay, like this. These are standard SAP transactions. So please remember this. Okay. Now, if you see at the bottom here, $TMP, it doesn't start with Z or Y. That means who created this? SAP has already created this local package. Okay. So now what is a package? What is a transport? Fine. TR types. So I think everybody knows what is a transaction code for transports. SE01, SE02, there are so many things. I normally use SE09. I use SE09, but there are different transaction codes available. Please don't ask me what is the difference between SE09 and SE10, SE01. Please don't ask such questions. If you have such questions, please ask basis, because basis is the correct person. Okay, I can answer, of course, maybe that may be wrong again. Okay, so I don't want to take the risk. All basis questions to the basis consultant, please. Okay, now, so SE09, based on your username, it will display the transports. Here we have transport types, customizing workbench, transport of copies, and something called relocations. So TR types. First one is customizing, second one is workbench. Customizing TR means what? Just I'll say all functional configurations are stored under this TR. Let's stored, or let's say transported. Okay. So you can understand now. Your TR is nothing but customizing TR. There is another TR. What is it? Workbench. Exactly opposite to this. All ABAP customizations are transported under this TR. So yours is customizing TR, ours is workbench TR. So simple. Okay. Yeah. If you're interested, differences between these two. Okay. Technically, what is the difference?
The functional transports would not contain the cross-client customization, something like.
I am going to finish my topic. Once I finish my topic, can ask the questions. Please wait. Please wait. So I'm trying to explain. This is the actual concept. Functional, ours is ABAP. If anybody is interested to know depth, what is actually all this, I'm going to continue now. Once I finish my explanation, please raise your questions. Okay. Yeah. High level, this is the answer. Depth, if you want actual core concept, I'm going to cover now. So what is customizing? Okay. Customizing means, again, don't think of your customizing. Normally, technically, customizing means all changes which are client dependent, all changes which are client dependent are called as customizing. Are called as customizing. Means if you do any change in client, if you do any change in client 100, then it is for that client only. You cannot see the change. You cannot see the change in another client, 200 or 210 or 220, etc. So what is customizing? Any change which is dependent on the client number, those are called as client dependent, and those are captured under customizing. So if you do any configuration or if you do any change in one client, that will not be visible in another client. Okay, 200. Suppose if you want that change in client 200 or 220 or 210, etc., then we use SEC1 key code to move the client changes. Move the client changes. Okay. So what is the meaning of customizing TR? Anything in SAP, sir. If you do any change, okay, if it is dependent on that client number only, then that is called as customizing. That is captured, that is transported via customizing TR. If you want to another client, please use SEC1 T code, which you all know. You all know this topic, sir. There's nothing new to explain. But when you come to the second one, okay, same definition goes here. Workbench means all changes which are client independent are called as workbench. Means if you do any changes in client 100, then it is for all the clients. You can see the change in another client 200, 210, 220 as well. Yeah. So in SAP project or SAP software, there are something called client dependent things, client independent things. Client dependent things are transported via customizing TR. Client independent things are transported via workbench TR. Okay, yeah. Now, examples in real time. Examples are defining a company code, plant, okay, sales org. Okay, next. Or what is that we know? Client dependent. These are client dependent. So when I go here, examples are defining a program, table, IDOC, user exit, or client independent. Okay, client independent. So that is why instead of all this headache, high level answer is functional configs are customizing work ABAP customizing or workbench. But what is actual concept? This is the actual concept. Now anybody, if you have questions, please ask me now. It's time for you now.
Yeah, Arjun, this is Nagesh.
Yes.
By seeing the transport request number, can we identify is it a customizing tier or a workbench tier? How can we identify?
Yeah, just double click on that, you will understand. Very simple. Take any one tier, double click on the tier. Okay. There is nothing stored here in this.
Generally, the transport also will start with the K and W, K for customization and W for workbench. Is that not? Can we consider that as an?
No.
Okay. It could change. Is that right?
Yeah, it could change. Okay. I'm checking for a transport. Any good transport?
We can able to see there. Yeah, here.
Yeah.
Request task. Right. So yes.
Yeah. Okay. Just double click on that. You will be able to see. Okay.
Okay. Perfect. Another question. In some cases, actually, it's a functional, pure functional. In some cases, when I do some changes, customization changes, it's not asking me a transport request. In most of the cases, when I do save, then I will get a transport request. Some cases, I will not get the transport request. How this is controlled?
Yeah, that the controlling factor or the controlling place is just confirm me. Mostly you will get this problem or point when you click on new entries and when you click on save. So it will not ask for transport sometimes. Am I right?
Okay, simple example I can give you. In MM release processes, release strategy process, it will not ask us to create a transport request. Means some are transportable, some are need to be created in every system manual.
Yeah.
Yeah. In which cases it will ask the transport request, and some cases it's not asking us to create the transport request. Means the data cannot be transferred through transport requests.
Correct. There is no specific for that. There is no specific answer for that. Yeah, in ABAP also we do have some things like that. Yeah, that has to be manually done. So the exact reason I don't know. Even I don't know. It's all SAP.
Okay, no issues.
What do we understand? SAP is a best practice. They recommend or they recommend us to do that configuration in a specific client, like a tax code creation, like number ranges. SAP doesn't recommend to move the changes to through like via transport. They recommend you to do the changes in a client 100, 110, or 200 such. So this is my understanding.
Yeah, it may be. Yeah. So I cannot exactly answer that point, okay? Because even in ABAP also, there are some scenarios where we manually do in development, quality, and production. So no transports are being asked. So the reason could be, as some other colleague is answering, maybe some security or they wantedly SAP is forcing that. That depends on scenario to. Okay?
Yeah, yeah, John, I have a point actually. If we have 2 or 3 screens in some situations, in the first screen we have the transport option in menus option. In some situations, when we go to the second screen for the same configuration, then we get the transport request. In some situations, like number ranges. If we go
Maybe.
FBN1, when we're defining the number ranges and save it, then there won't be we have any transport request option. But initial screen of FBN1, there we have the transport request in menus option. So like the way in some situations, some configurations.
So that means you need to transport manually. Manually, you need to transport.
Yes.
Yeah, you are correct, Paspati. Thanks. Okay, last question, Arjun. As you said, ABAP related changes without any manual changes, it will move the changes from client 100 to 200, 200 to 300. No need to do any special transactions like SCC1.
Right.
These data, through how the data will be transferred, is like RFC or what's the technique in that?
No. See, actually, it's a good question, but that it's a very depth concept. See, whatever we do, ABAPers, whatever we do, we create what we do mostly, we create programs mostly, we create tables mostly, we create iDocs. See, whatever I am creating, it is a language for the computer. You and I am using English language. Like that, whatever I create, this is a language. Okay, so if I go to a program, you see here, I'll go to a program and I'll write the code. So if you see the code here, see, this is nothing but a language for the computer. Computer can understand this language. So that is why it will be automatically, because it is a language, it is not dependent on the client numbers. But when you go to your defined plant, that is something related to the enterprise or something related to the business, those to provide some security that has to be moved from one place to another place manually. Coming to your question, whatever does, that is a language for the computer, so it will be automatically available in all the areas. No transportation, internally it will be available. Okay,
you mean to say that whenever we create any program related, it will be saved in all the areas, but in its customizing level, it's a organizational point of view. It's concept. It's different organizations, so it's asking us to transport move changes manually through SCC1.
correct.
Okay, yeah, that's enough.
Yeah, any changes at the ABAP changes will be considered at the server level, not at the client level. That is why it will reflect in all the clients in a development without using the SCC1. Right?
Yeah, just I will wind up the concept. Say, take development or quality or any production, okay, and just think of this is client 100, okay, client 100, okay, and this is some client 120, okay, and this is, let's say, a 130 client. Okay, fine. Now, as a functional consultant, whatever you do, basically the computer has to provide some security to your data. How many plants are there, under plant, what tax codes are there. This is something business. It has to provide some security. That is why whatever you do, that will be in the 100 only. If you want to move it manually, you need to use SEC1. The technical concept is security. But when I write a ABAP program, anybody can look, nobody understands, because it is a language. It is a language. Okay, so automatically what will happen? So whenever we write a program, it is not 100, it is not 120, it is not 130. All the areas it will be saved. Okay, that's the answer.
So that is all the areas it will be saved with a workbench request, right?
Correct. Correct. You
Okay,
see,
perfect. Got it. Arjun, you mean to say if it is a language specific, it's like a programming workbench specific, it will be saved in the server level. If it is a organization related elements, it will be saved in client level. I mean, it's like
super.
a, yes, yeah, perfect. Great explanation. Thank you.
So Arjun, I have one question here. So we'll be creating tables or some select statements of queries like that, right? And those will be specific to a client sometimes. Not every client needs all the kinds of tables that you are creating in the ABAP as an object. Now, if it is available for all the clients and by mistake if the client is executing it, is it not a security breach? As you're telling that all the ABAP configurations or all the workbench TRs will be available for all the servers, all the clients. But I
No,
have
no,
written a
no.
program.
No, one second, madam. Client means client 100, 120, 130 numbers. Or talking about Hitachi client, GE client, uh, BMW, bench. Which client you are specifying? I am specifying that client means 100, 120, 130. I think you are talking about client, general English meaning client.
Yeah.
No, no, those are different, na?
Okay.
Sir,
Got it.
everybody, please understand. Client means area, one area. So for you, okay, I can show you like this. There is a problem with the technical and functional always understanding. You see, I am logging into SAP. I click on the server, I log into the server. Now, I am giving a number 400. 400 means that is an area, that is a physical area inside the server where you do your configurations. Okay, that is the area. Suppose if you want this configuration to another area, you use SEC1. When I come to ABAP program, even I will also have one area, but the advantage of that area is whenever I create, it will be automatically available in all the areas. Just think of your Indian passport and US passport. If you're an Indian passport holder, every country you want to go, you have visa. Don't ask why visa is there. But mostly if you're from UK or US, they don't require visas mostly. Okay, so that is the same answer here also. Okay, let's stop the topic here, sir. Okay, because that will be a lengthy topic again. So going back now, we are discussing about transport. I hope everybody is clear on workbench transports and customizing transports. The third one, which is not important anyway, but since some people may have this question as well, what is the meaning of this one? Let us see. If I go to SE09, there is a option called what? Transport of copies, right? Yeah, it's not important for anyone anyway, but if anybody is interested, transport of copies. So what is transport of copies means? Yeah, it is a copy of existing, customizing, or workbench here. It is just a copy of existing, customizing, or workbench TR. So that's the definition. But to understand this, maybe I need to take one example. Okay. So every functional consultant or every ABAP consultant, normally what he do, once his configuration is finished and working as expected in development server, we will transport to next server, QAS server. This is what we generally do, everybody. Once your configuration is finished and working as expected in the development server, we will transport to quality server. Fine. After moving to quality, you identified some bug. I mean, it is not working perfectly. What you will do again? Again, we will come back to development server and then we will do the change and then move to QAS. So in this case, we have two transports, TR1. Okay, let me write here under TR1. Just a second. Yeah. Change in TR2. Now, how many changes we have? We have TR1 and TR2. So these are the two changes we have, TR1 and TR2. So first TR1 is transported, or let's say released to QAS. Then TR2 is released to QAS. Just please confirm any one person. This is the same procedure you will follow, right, in real time? You create first TR, move to quality. Suppose it is not working, again you will create another TR and move to quality. Is this the same you will also follow?
Yes, we do the same.
Now to the production, how many TRs you will transport? Can anybody answer this? Now to the production, how many TRs I should transport?
Both the TRs also.
Yeah. Finally, transport.
You need to maintain the sequence.
Yeah. Transport both the TRs. Excuse me. Yeah, I'm sorry. Finally, transport both the TRs in the same sequence to production. Now somebody will ask again, No need to transport both the tiers. We can transport second tier also. That's a different story. Okay. Best practice is this one. Finally, transport both the tiers in the same sequence to the production. Okay. This is the best practice. Assume that you are working for a very big integration scenario. Okay. And you have tier 1, tier 2, tier 3, tier 4, tier 5. Totally 5 tiers are there. Now you have to move 5 tiers to the production. This is a normal concept what everybody follows. Instead of this, we have a very good option called transport of copies. We have a very good option called transport of copies. So what is the meaning of transport of copies? Okay. Yeah. Now listen carefully, sir. It may be some confusing, but listen carefully. You create a TR1 and do the configurations. Fine. Now you want to move to queue system. So now you have to release the TR, right? Don't release the TR. Don't release the TR1. Instead, create TOC. TOC means transport of copy. Create TOC and include the TR1. Include the TR1 and release TOC. That is transport of copies. So what you have done? Don't release the TR. Instead, create TOC1, that is transport of copy 1, and include that TR into this and release the TR. Means, for your understanding, if anybody is not following, I can make it easy. Means TOC1 is the parent. Okay. Next, TR1 is the child. So don't release this TR. Create a parent and include the child TR1 and release the TR. Now it moved to quality system. As we discussed, it did not work. Some problem is there. Now go back to development. Go back to development server and do the change and save it. Anybody please answer? Now new transport will be generated, yes or no? New transport TR2 will be generated, yes or no?
Yeah,
I
it will
think no,
generate. Yes.
it will be generated.
Thank you. Somebody is saying yes, it will be generated. Now question to you, why it is generated? Why it will be generated?
I think every change should save it in any specific transport request. Otherwise, how does the system knows that whether you're going to move it to the next system or you are going to maybe keep a
Sir,
local
sir, we
copy?
have saved,
Maybe.
sir. Sir, we have saved under TR1 and we have released that also.
Yeah, I
Question
think
is,
again it will save as a TR2 as a sub
so
as a child TR, right?
thank you. So many people are saying again it will be saved under new TR2. But you have to understand the concept. TRs will be generated only after they are released. Now create a TR. I'm repeating the entire concept. Create a TR and do your configuration. Happy. Now you want to move to quality. Happy. I am not releasing the TR. I am not transporting the TR. Wantedly. Means if I don't release, if I don't transport, the TR1 is in what? Development only. Instead of moving the TR1, I will create a copy of that. I'll create a copy of that TOC and include the TR and release that copy. Please confirm everybody. Did we release TR1? Anybody?
No, we
No,
have not
we did
released.
not.
It's still in development.
Yeah, just
Thank
we
you.
release the copy. Yeah.
We have not released the TR1. It is still in the development, but I am using my smart intelligence. What is the intelligence I'm using? Instead of releasing the actual TR, I'll create a copy of that and I will release the copy to quality. Now in the quality we tested, it failed again. I'll come back to development and I will do the change. It will be saved under what? TR1 only, because TR1 is still in development. That is the concept you have to understand. TR1 is not yet released. Not yet released. So this is a smart intelligence concept. Next, again test it. Now move it to quality. This time also you are again, what you will do? Again you will create a TOC. Again move the TR to quality. Again it failed. Come back to development. Do the change. Again it will be saved under one TR only. Like that 5 times you do the change. Now in the quality everything is perfect. Now move to production. When you want to move to production, what is the actual TR in the development? This one only, right? Finally, when everything is working in QAS system, then ignore. You know ignore meaning, right? Don't care. Ignore about TOCs, transport of copies, just ignore. Go to dev and release actual TR. That is, what is the actual TR? 1, 2, QAS, and then from QAS to PRD. Anybody, what is the advantage of this concept? Any guess? Any guess now? What is the advantage of doing like this?
Multiple tiers
No need of
divides.
Thank you. Multiple tiers you are avoiding, and you are happy that only one tier we can move. Okay, only one tier you can move to quality system. No sequence, no headache, nothing. Just give one tier, everybody is happy. That is the meaning of transport of copy. So any questions now?
Arjun, I have one question.
Yeah.
As you written here, TR1, okay. First development to quality, then quality to production, or else if it is working, the TR will move from development to production.
Yeah, very good question. Generally, people say development to quality, quality to production, but actually it moves, as you told, development to production directly.
Yeah, that's why you have written here. That's why I got a confusion. Thank you.
Yeah. See, when you take a TR, see, everything will be in the development only. You are releasing means what is the meaning of that you are releasing? Okay. From here, I can see the logs also here. Okay. Let me show you if you have any TRs which are released already. Take this TR. Okay, if I click on the log here, okay, there is no log because these are all dummy systems. Okay, just don't care. From this TR, I will release. So when I release, the the computer will ask me where I should go. You give quality system, so that will go to quality. Means in the development it will be available, one copy will go. Okay, now when everything is okay, transport to production means, so when you click on transport, again it will ask where I should go. So production, so it will go to production server. Okay, so development to quality, quality to production is just our human terminology, but in go from development to quality and then development to production.
Arjun, I have one doubt.
Yeah.
See, I think it asks source client, right, not destination client. So when TR is
Correct.
about to move from, say, example 100 to 500, so in 500 we give the source destination, right, not the source client, right, not the destination client.
Correct.
Yeah.
Now, what is your question?
No, my question, you were saying like, say if the TR is moving from 100 to 500, say example 100 to 200, you were saying it will go 100 to, it's right, 100 to 200, but we are giving it 200, the source client as 100, right? Not from
No,
the.
1 second, sir. 1 second. I explained about server to server communication.
Okay.
Not client to client.
Okay.
Till now, or whatever I explained about development to quality and development to production.
That's what, maybe in development also you have 200, 200, 100 server and 200 server.
Okay. I never talked about 100 and 200, sir.
Okay.
I'm explaining about. You tell me, when do we release the TR? When you want to move to next server, kada?
Yeah.
I'm explaining about that topic. I'm not talking about SEC1. I don't talk about that.
Okay, fine.
Please, everybody, I explained about server to server. When you have written, very clearly I have written QAS, very clearly I have written PROD. I have never written 100, 200 in this topic. 100, 200 was previous topic. Please don't get confused. Huh?
Okay, Arjun, I had a question here. So if the copy of the TR is moved to quality, okay, now finally everything is working fine in a quality, and the TR should go to production now. So do I need to specify the basis team saying that like you should move it from the development directly to the production, or I don't need to specify anything because
sir, no
as you
need to
said that like
specify anything, sir.
copy is available in quality. It's not the it's not the real tier. It's not the actual tier, right? In quality.
Correct, sir. You no need to specify. Once everything is working fine, I have written that line also. No problem. What you should do is when everything is working, okay, fine, then please ignore about all that. Whatever is happened, gone. Go to development, okay? Please go to development and you release the actual TR. I mean, you means you are the functional consultant, and send a mail to the basis team saying that please move this TR, that is TR1 to QAS. Okay. Actual TR to quality.
Oh, really? In the end again, we need to ask them to move it to quality again, right?
Correct.
Oh, really? Okay.
But
So
that's why
okay.
I asked, what is the advantage you are getting as a functional consultant or as an ABAPer? The advantage is instead of generating multiple TRs, thinking about the sequence, you have only one.
All right. Yeah. I got it. So I have another question related to the same tier. Can I ask you now, or you want me to wait for some time?
Please go ahead. No
problem. Okay. I had seen that my developers are using, like, if there are maybe two developers are did a piece of code, like one program, one of the developer made some changes, and another after some times maybe she's not available, and another developer has picked up the code and she completed something else. Okay, there are two TRs, but I had seen that like my ABAP team is like merging into one TR. I just wanted to understand how they are doing it, like multiple TRs merging into one TR.
Yeah, we can do that as well. Yeah, I'll show you.
Okay.
Okay, then I have some questions in the chat. Can we delete the TR after doing the changes in the golden client? Sir, question to basis. What is deleting? How do you delete? I'm sorry. Can we see in QAS also without moving TR? See, there is a question from this guy. Can we see in QAS also without moving TR? You are moving TR, but what you are moving? Transport of copy you are moving. Actual TR is not moved, but that copy is moved. So obviously your changes will be in the QAS. Yes, here there is a question. Is TR moved from development to QAS? Then if okay, we give the TR mail to the basis. The basis will move from TR from dev to production, right? Yes, of course that is correct. This is how it follows. But human terminology is we say development to quality, quality to production. But internally it is as you have written, that is the correct one. Okay. Yeah. Okay. So now I'll show you the practical steps. I'll just show you creating TOC. Okay, because remaining things you know, right? Yeah. I'll create a fresh program, a C38. I'll create one program for understanding purpose. ABCD. Type is executable. I want to save in the package because I want a transport. Maybe I want to save in MM package. Now, this transport I don't want. I'll create a new transport. Please observe ticket. I'm giving ticket also for clear explanation. So ticket number. In real time, you have so many tickets now. 1, 2, 3. Ticket number 1, 2, 3. And here you write some code. Table code, everything is same, sir. Or your functional config also concept will remain same. Say I have written select some star from Mara. Everybody knows Mara is a table metal master. Okay. So one program is written here. Don't care what is that program, all that. You just don't care about all that. Okay. So one program is written or one configuration is done. I'll go back. Now I think that this is working perfectly. I want to move to quality. So normally you go to SE09, SE09, and my username. Is it customizing? Select this, or workbench, select this. Okay. Modifiable means presently it is in the modifiable state. Out of this is my ticket number, right? So this is the transport. Normally if I expand that, you will have the child of the transport. Fine. How do you release? Everybody knows. Select this and click on the release button, right? So this is what I am telling. Do not do this. Don't do this. Instead, I go to SE09. I go to SE09. And then there is a button here, create customizing a workbench. No, it is a copy, transport of copy. Some description. This is a copy of actual TR for the ticket 1, 2, 3. Now you see, you can read the heading transport of copies. One new number is generated. Next, I'll select this TR because as per the discussion here, what is that I told you? Don't release the TR. Yeah, I did not release. Instead, create a TOC, transport of copy. Just now I have done that. And include the actual TR. Okay. Now I will include that actual TR. Put the cursor on that and click on this menu. Go to this object list and say include object. Now here it will ask you what is the TR, actual TR. Do you have other window? Okay. This is your actual TR kada. A4H something. Please include that. Enter. So I got a message. The object etc. from this TR are added to this so and so TR. Means your actual TR has been added here. Now what you do is select this, copy, click on release button. Yeah, okay. Specify the target. Okay. So just double click on that here. Here I will say what is the target server. I'll give the server name. Save it. Click on this release button. So now it is being released. Once again, I hope everybody understood. I am releasing which TR? Copy TR. In the copy, what I have done, I have included the main TR. Okay, this will be moved to quality now. Once it is moved to quality, you will start testing in the quality. You will identify a bug in that. Okay, now you have a bug. So you come back to your development server. Come back to development server. Open that configuration or program. It is not actual Mara, it is some other table. Say some other table is BKPF, for example. You change that, save it, activate it. Now you see it is not asking TR. Why? Because actual TR is available here only. Finally, after doing all the changes, now repeat the entire thing what every day you are doing. So it is taking some time. Okay, leave it. Okay. Now if everything is okay, just you go to SE09 once again. Please go to your username. Please select what is the exact one and display. So this is your actual TR kada. Now you release this actual TR. Now you release this to quality and production. You send a mail to basis now. They will take care. These are the practical steps. Clear? Any questions?
Arjun, can you also show us how to merge multiple TRs into one TR? I think
Yeah,
we need to. Right?
wait,
Yeah.
sir. I'll show you. Wait. Yeah. Now, so there is a question to merge the TR, sir. Okay. Same, whatever I showed you, the same steps again. How to merge the TRs. Okay.
Sir, I have one question.
Yeah.
After making the changes, the changes will be replicated automatically in the quality server, or should we do anything for TOC? I'm asking.
No, TOC means it is moving the copy, no?
Yeah, first time it is moved copy. Second time you have changed the Mara table to BKPF and you have saved, right? After that,
Yes.
those changes will be automatically moved.
No. Again, you need to create one more TOC.
Okay, okay. Yeah, good. I understood. Thank you.
You see how many changes you do, that many TOCs you will create, and you move to quality. Finally,
Okay.
only one will be available.
Yeah, thank you.
Otherwise, you understand like this. Do the configuration, save it. If you want to move to quality, create TOC and move it. Again, change it. Again, now you want to move to quality, create TOC, move it. Again, change it. You want to move to quality, create TOC and move it. How many TOCs? Totally 3 you have created. Now everything is okay.
Arjun, whenever we create a new TOC, again manually do we need to link it the child one? Or,
Correct. Every time you need to include the child one. Correct.
okay. No, linking, because go to insert and insert the object.
Correct. That has to be done every time.
Okay. 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 As per my knowledge, what happens generally, functional consultant, they will not create a TOCs, because we don't do multiple times. If it is a workbench related, technical people, they will create TOCs. That's why
Correct.
we were not. Okay.
That is why
No,
I
we have
also
worked for
told
some
you.
clients.
Okay.
We work for some
I also
clients
told you,
where we
sir.
use the keywords for function also.
Lately.
Because many times, even sometimes, whatever we develop any customization, we need to check trial and error. So I
Okay.
work some clients where we use keywords.
Yeah. See, that is the reason I told you only first and second are important. Third one is not important, but for the knowledge purpose, I told you. Okay, just for knowledge purpose only. If you want, use it. You don't use it. That's all. It's all up to you. Okay? That's just for knowledge purpose. Now, how to merge the TRs? I'm going to show you. Okay. So now, let's see. Come on. Just a minute. So, ticket number 132. Whatever it is. Okay. So now there is a question, how do you match the TRs? C09. Take any two TRs. For example, so I have two TRs. Ticket number 132, ticket number 123. So these two TRs I want to merge. Okay. So I think from here, yeah. The same steps which I showed you, okay? I'm looking for another option is also there. I'll stop this transaction. SE80. Okay, no. Okay, sir. I don't remember the other option. Okay, so whenever you want to merge the two TRs, take any one TR, request, object list, include the object. Now give the what is the TR. Just now I explained the same procedure. Okay, yeah. So I want this 450. So just write that 450 into 453. Okay, I'll say continue. Now you see the object entries from so and so are added to so and so. Now 453 will contain whatever is saved under 450 will be available to 453. For example, let us see if we go to 450, in that what is saved, program is saved. Which program is saved? Test 03, test 04. These two programs are merged into this one now. Okay, you can go and cross check. Sorry, here. One second. Yeah, this one and this one. You can see both. You can see. Okay, here it is not visible. Yeah, you can see here the transport 450 is included under 453. So whatever is there under 450, program 0, sorry, test 03, test 04 will be available here, and that is available under 453. Okay.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
In which scenarios they will use a mixing of transport request? Really, I think it's
Yeah,
only for.
because somebody told one person is going on leave, other person is coming and taking that. Now he is creating one TR, that fellow is creating one TR. So now if you want to move to production, both TRs must be merged like that. In such cases only.
Okay.
On one ticket, if 2-3 people work, okay, everybody will have one TR. Now, how do you move to quality and production? Those 3 TRs they into one TR.
The
Those are all special cases, boss.
Yeah, the advantage of this is like you don't need to remember the sequence. See, if one of the object, if multiple developers work, okay, we don't know what is the sequence of that. In that case, it helps you to like you can avoid issues when you are transferring from one client, one server to another server. Yeah, this is practically like I had seen this issue here.
Correct.
Yeah, correct, Srinivas. Thank you.
Now, there is one more question. Can we just create a transport without bringing change to system? I didn't get your question, sir. What is the question? Can we create a transport without bringing change?
Yes, Arjun. Actually, 2 days back, one of the places guy is asking me, can you please provide transport so that we will do our settings from our side and save to the same transport. So he was asking the only transport number.
Can you be a bit louder?
Arjun, is it audible now?
Yeah.
2 days back, in my for my client, the basis guy was asking me to provide a just transport so that he will bring some changes from his side to the system.
He will bring?
He will bring changes, yeah, like they're doing some changes to the system, like AIF settings like that. So he was asking, can you please provide me transport so that I can add my things to the transport. So I was not getting that question from him. Probably Monday when I go to office, I need to ask him whether he's asking a new transport without fresh transport or he was asking any existing.
Fine. Okay, so that question is not clear, so we can ignore that. Okay. What is the other question? I am a student. Okay. Yeah, what is the question, sir, here? Okay. So that's about transport request number and what are the types of transport request. Just knowledge purpose, you have transport of copy also. There are some advantages. So now with the knowledge whatever I explained, sir, please do some research in the Google and just think how it will fit for functional consultant. Whether it really fits or doesn't fit, just think on that. If possible, talk to your basis consultant. Maybe then even this option also is a good option actually. Okay, think on that. Okay, so that's all this introduction, etc. My next topic, we have something called lab dictionary, all those. That's the next topic. Okay. Okay, time is around 4:30, so I want to end the session for now. Okay, so I hope you liked the class. So as I told you starting, interested people, if you want to continue, so just you please pay the fee via Google Pay and put a screenshot and put your email ID also, so that it will be easy for me to send the video.
So tomorrow we have a class, Arjun?
Yeah, we have a class, same time.
Okay, but do you want us to pay to attend tomorrow class as well? Like maybe can't you give us a time for tomorrow?
You can
Like
take if
it
you
doesn't
want.
mean that like we can, yeah.
Sir, it's up to you, sir. You if you
No,
like
no,
the
no, no.
class,
It's not. I want to pay, but the only the thing is like just getting
no
a
problem.
confirmation.
See, if you have pay it today or listen the class tomorrow night, you play Monday also, no problem. Okay?
Okay, thank you,
Thank you.
thank you
I'm
so much.
not commercial. It's up to you. Just
Yeah, I understand by the first statement itself. Yeah, thank you.
Arjun, can you use the same meeting ID or will you provide different meeting ID tomorrow?
no, you can use same meeting ID, sir, tomorrow also.
Okay. Thank you so
Just
much.
click on the link, it will open. That's it.
Okay. Thank you.
For the
ICICI
same
Bank
link we
details.
can log in, right?
Yeah, same
Arjun?
link. Correct.
Yeah,
Correct.
Okay.
So
You need
just
to know. Thank you. Yeah.
can you please ask me in the WhatsApp? I'll forward that ICICI Bank.
Yeah, I will check Google Pay option. Then if it's not working, then I'll ask you the ICICI bank details, Arjun.
Thank you. Thank you.